Hi everyone and welcome back to another tutorial. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how I made a matching faux purse or bag for my dress. So faux means something that is fake or artificial. So let's jump right into the video. These are the materials that I'll be working with. First, I have this leftover floral crepe material here, and I also have this leftover lace fabric and a plain fabric as well. Then I have this material called Mako. So you can find this at a local store where they sell materials for making handbags or shoes. And I have my glue gun here. If you don't have this, you can make use of a liquid glue, but this dries faster. I have my paper tape, I have a measuring tape, I have my scissors, and I have my bone in here as well. So I wanted to show you guys where I drew my inspiration from. So I recently made this net bridal or Asoebi Handfan. If you haven't seen the video, I'll put a link to the video in the description box, or you can check my channel, the second video before this particular video. I have a detailed tutorial on how you can make this beautiful hand fan here. So I got my inspiration from this hand fan, particularly this area and just this point here. This is the look I'm going for here and here. I'm going to exclude these two parts out. And to begin, I will be creating a base just like I did for this hand fan. I'm going to create a base like this for the bag and also create a handle which is going to be at this point right here. So let's get started. So to create the base, I have my brown paper here. So I'm going to fold it like this. I'm going to measure what I have here. So I have 9.5 inches. This is fine. So I'm going to fold it like this again. So what I have here is 7.5 inches. So I'm trying to cut a full circle like this. From this point here, I think I want mine to be around 7 inches. So I'll go ahead and just measure 7 inches from this point right here. I'm going to cut out the circle. So when I open it up, this is what I have. It's looking a little bit big, so I'll just reduce it a little bit. Maybe I'll work with 6 inches. The 7 inches appears too big. Okay guys, so here's what I have. So I'm going to split it into two like this. So to create the handle, I'm going to be using my plastic boning. I'll measure 22 inches. I'll cut that out. I'm going to fold it like this, overlap it by 1/2 inch, like so. Then I'll use my paper tape to hold it in place. Okay, so this is what I have now. To cover it up, I cut out a strip of my floral crepe fabric. The width is 1.75 inches. So I'm going to use this now to cover or wrap around the boning. I'll apply a little bit of my glue right here. And I'll just continue like this until I have successfully wrapped the boning. So I'm just going to cut it a little bit because it appears to be too long. And I'll continue to wrap it up. So make sure that the fabric is firm around the boning as you cover yours. So I'm going to stop the wrapping at this point where I held the boning together with my paper tape. So I have successfully covered the boning like this. So if you like, you can go back and wrap yours twice or thrice if you want it thicker. But I think this is good to go for me. So next, I'm going to be cutting out the base of the hand fan on my Mako. So just place yours like this. Alternatively, you can use a carton to create your base like I did when creating the hand fan. So I'll just go ahead and cut out this shape right here. So I had to use my scissors to cut it out because it appears to be too thick for the electric scissors. Okay, so I have cut out one, so I'm going to use this one to cut out the second one. I have cut out the base, so don't be like me and use a very thick Mako. You can use a lighter one, but this one is too thick, so it was a little bit difficult for me to cut, but thankfully I was able to get through it. So the next thing I'll be doing is to cut out my main fabric. So I'm going to cut out the main fabric and use it to cover the base first before going ahead with my lace to cover the base as well. So like I said, this is a leftover fabric, so I'm just going to place it like this. I'm going to leave some allowance as I cut so that I'll be able to cover it properly. I'll do the same for the second one. So next thing is to cover it. I'll be applying my candle gum around this point. Then I'm going to cover the Mako like this. I'm going to place some notches at this point. So I'm going to pull at this point here. Apply more of my glue. So I'm going to pull it like this and cover. So I'll just go back and trim off any excess that I don't need. Okay guys, so I have covered the first one. I'll go ahead and cover the second one. So I'm done covering the two of them. The next thing I'll be doing here is to place my lace fabric over each of the base like this. And I'm going to be gluing them together. To gum this first one, I'm just going to flip it like this. I'll apply my glue again. I don't know, is this thing glue or gum? I keep mixing it up. Please let me know in the comment section. Is it glue or is it gum? Because apparently I keep mixing the two words together. So this lace I'm using is sample lace. I don't know if it's sample lace where you are, but the best way I can describe it is that it is called sample lace. So I'm going to pull it at this point right here, like this. I'm going to apply my glue. Going to trim off this excess that I have here. I'm going to pull like this and glue together. Okay, so this is looking good. Using candle gum is really messy, so just be prepared for the gum sticking on your fingers while you're working. So I'm going to trim off the excess around this point. Then I'll just continue to wrap up these points too. So I'm done covering up this one. I'll go ahead and repeat the same process on the second one. So I'm done covering up the two of them, and this is what the inside looks like. So when doing yours, try not to have too much fabric around this corner. Okay, so the next thing I'll be doing here is to bring the handle like this. So I'm going to place it right here at the middle. So make sure the part where you joined the boning together, that's where you have that masking tape, is at the middle here like this. So I'm going to place this one over it like this. So it's going to be like this. So I'm just going to make sure that it is at the center. I'm going to be gluing them together. If my marker was a little bit not this thick, I would have used my hand needle to sew them together. But because of that thickness, my needle will not be able to pass through. My needle will not be able to pass through freely. So I'm going to use my gum to glue them together. So I'm going to apply the glue right at this point here. Close to the edge. So I'm going to take this one like this and place it right here. I'm trying to make sure that the edges are matching up together. To apply pressure so that it sticks together. Okay, good. So this one appears to be closed. I'm going to continue the process and ensure that the handle is safely tucked in between them. So I'm going to apply the glue at this edge here. So I'll apply more gum here. So I'm trying to apply glue here so that I'm able to seal off this hole right here. Okay. So I've been able to close the edges together. So because I use a candle gum, there might be white cast forming around the edges. So if you don't want yours to have white cast or white marks, go ahead and use a liquid glue or any other glue that will do the job just fine. So I'm making this for me so I can get away with it. But if I was to make this for someone else, I'll try not to use candle gum and most likely use a lighter marker so that I can easily sew the edges together. But this is for me so I can get away with it. So at this stage, I think the purse, or should I say bag, or should I say clutch, is ready. What do you guys think? I think it's truly beautiful. One thing I noticed that I will change probably next time is to ensure that the edges here and here are equal. So this one appears to be a little bit higher, while this one appears to come down a little bit. So I'll pay attention to this next time when I am making this. But so far, I think I like the result. One would not know that this is fake. This is the finished look. I hope you've learned something from this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel.